Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast. Today is Monday, October 3rd, 2016. I'm Donis Wilkinson Keynes. As the tourism season approaches, the Nevis Island Administration's priority is to ensure that the island has a reliable electricity service. Premier, the Honorable Vance Amy, says the NIA has taken precautions to prevent a reduction in the ability of the Nevis Electricity Company, NEVLEC, to generate power.
We have in fact placed an order for a 2.5 megawatt generating engine to provide energy to us at a cost of $600,000 US. We expect that this engine is one of those containerized engine, and it's a new engine, not a reconditioned engine. We've sent our engineers to look at the final assembly and testing of that 2.5 megawatt generator, and that should be here by the end of September, early October, so that we can have it assembled, we can have it online to provide the energy.
Premier Amy also gave the reason for the procurement of the new generator.
One of our engines, which is a 4 megawatt engine, which is due for general maintenance and has been due for the past almost 5 years. And I suppose because we were looking at the geothermal process and maybe being fed information which was not always accurate, that we now, and that engine has continued to provide service, and we cannot any longer take the risk of having the main engine go down. So the 2.5 megawatt will fit in and start in quite nicely while we do the service on that over a couple of weeks. So during the Christmas season, during the high season for tourism, we will have adequate energy in Nevis.
According to the Premier, the 2.5 megawatt generating engine is one of 2 generators that the NIA has purchased.
We have also placed an order for another 3.5, 4 megawatt engine. One may ask, well, why are you spending money on mechanical engines when the geothermal resource is there? The indeterminate nature of saying, listen, yes, we can do this, within X amount of time, is very uncertain, and we don't want to go that route. But I said, our policy is to ensure we have reliable electricity, and that's why we've expended the $600,000 US to acquire a 2.5 megawatt engine.
Premier of Nevis, the Honorable Vance Amy. Residents of St. Kitts and Nevis are being warned that the Zika virus is sexually transmitted and they should take precautions if they are sexually active. Acting Chief Medical Officer Dr. Hazel Laws shared the information on Wednesday, September 28th, while appearing on the radio and the television program Working for You. Dr. Hazel said studies have found that the Zika virus can remain in semen for up to and even after 62 days. She added that pregnant women are particularly vulnerable. Dr. Hazel is advising pregnant women to use protection during sexual intercourse because they run the risk of contracting the disease from their partners. Zika can be passed from a pregnant woman to her fetus. Infection during pregnancy can cause several birth defects, including microcephaly, where a baby's head is smaller than those of babies of the same sex and age. Often, they have smaller brains that might not have developed properly. The CDC lists other possible conditions for infected fetuses, such as eye defects, hearing loss, and impaired growth. Men are also at risk, as the CDC has confirmed cases of female-to-male transmission of Zika via sexual activity. However, the most common transmission of the Zika virus is from a bite from an Aedes aegypti mosquito. Meantime, Medical Officer of Health Dr. Judy Nisbet assures that the NIA's Ministry of Health is doing its part to prevent the spread of the Zika virus.
We're tackling it from the education point of view, but we are also tackling it also from the vector control point of view. So we have our environmental health department that has a vector control unit that goes out and inspects homes. So we do inspections of homes, telling persons how to eliminate the mosquito, and actually doing some elimination ourselves if we see any breeding sites We overturn buckets. We tell people how to store their bottles down instead of up. So we look for breeding, and we actually record how many containers in each house is breeding, inside the house, outside the house. So we have an idea of the amount of larvae or amount of wrigglers that are there, because wrigglers develop into adults, and adults the problem.
Right.
So we actually have an idea of which areas have the most wrigglers. Okay? So then we are able then to use another method, and we can go in then and fog.
Residents, Dr. Nisbet advises, can also assist in source reduction through the elimination of mosquito breeding sites from inside and around their homes.
Any old pans, old tins, coconut shells, garbage, some persons need to actually clean up their area, because any small amount of water, clean water is what the Aedes aegypti breeds in. Any amount of water, so rain falls, water settles, the Aedes aegypti is going to breed in that. And then it's going to become a larva, the egg will become a larva, then you're going to get the pupal stage, then you're going to get the adult mosquito that goes around and bites persons, okay, and transmit the virus from one person to the next.
With the threat of microcephaly, Dr. Nisbet says pregnant women should be especially concerned and take precautions.
It's not every person who is infected with Zika would produce a child that has microcephaly, but we ask pregnant persons to beware and to take the necessary precautions, prevent themselves from being bitten by mosquitoes. So, all the necessary precautions, such as wearing long sleeved clothes as they can, light-colored, long pants, light-colored, and using mosquito repellent, and sleeping on the nets, okay, and staying indoors where you have screens.
Medical Officer of Health, Dr. Judy Nisbet, is the guest on this week's edition of NTV's Health Matters. Still to come.
So we'll be trying as far as possible to use a lot of local vegetables, local meats, local products, and ensuring that our children develop an appreciation for the local market.
We'll give you the details after this break. As a responsible taxpayer, you help to finance free health care at all health centers on Nevis. Thank you for putting country above self. This message was brought to you by the Inland Revenue Department, Nevis. Be a responsible citizen. Welcome back. At Friday's official launch of the cafeteria at the Joycelyn Liebert Primary School, Marian Lescott outlined the main objective of the lunch program. Lescott is the administrative supervisor of the school's meals program.
So I think the program is good. We'll try to serve nutritious lunches. We know our children have a problem with eating vegetables, but we were trying to serve the vegetables in as palatable, and making sure that they don't even realize it's vegetables they're eating. We'll be trying as far as possible to use a lot of local vegetables, local meats, local products, and ensuring that our children develop an appreciation for the local market.
She implored students to ensure the smooth running of the program.
The program will maintain itself. Government gave this startup, but once the program gets going, parents have to keep paying so that we can shop. So we'll be using their money to do the shopping. So if the parents pay regularly, the program will go very well. If the parents fall behind, then they'll put us into a problem. And so we want to encourage the parents to pay if they agree to pay weekly, because there's a contract they had to sign. And on the contract, they agree to pay whether weekly or monthly. So we just want to appeal to parents and encourage them to pay regularly, whichever program you signed up for.
She also encouraged persons in the community to donate to the cafeteria.
Past students, parents, even if parents have excess vegetables or excess fruits, sure, you can come by the kitchen and say, I'm a past student of this school, I'd like to donate some passion fruit. I have a lot of pumpkins this year, I'd like to donate some pumpkins to the kitchen. And we will also patronize local persons as well. So we encourage persons to contribute, make donations to the program, and we will also be trying to purchase from the local persons in the community.
Today, Monday, October 3rd, marked the start of the lunch program at the Joycelyn Liebert Primary School. The Nevis branch of the CIBC First Caribbean International Bank held its 5th annual Walk for the Cure on Saturday, October 1st, beginning at the original site of the Artisan Village. Branch manager Jasmine Paris spoke to us about the event's turnout.
I am extremely excited and pleased with the turnout today. It looks like the morning walk is a much better walk than the afternoon walks. But as usual, we're extremely happy for the public support because of the seriousness of the disease, cancer. Whilst we are unable to help cure cancer completely, at least First Caribbean, CIBC First Caribbean, we are here to help assist persons through that sort of illness. Because cancer is so personal, I'm sure there are a number of us in the community who would have been touched in some way or the other, either a family or a friend who would have, suffered from cancer. So yes, definitely the awareness is out there.
More than 100 persons participated in the walk, making their way along the island's main road at Penny's onto the Stuart Williams Drive, making a right at Delta Petroleum Gas Station, continuing on the island's main road and finishing where the walk began.
So I see you coming first. How was it?
It was great.
Yeah?
It was great. First from last is a good experience.
So how was it? Tell me.
Fantastic.
You think?
Melda Hawkins, she's the eldest walker, eldest person on the walk. So we need to present to her her gift this morning. Marion Brown, first person here at the site. We have Kaden here, he's the youngest walker.
CIBC First Caribbean International Bank partners with organizations across the region to participate in national walk events on or around the first weekend in October. Walk for the Cure events are hosted by employees who invite their friends and families to participate in order to promote wider efforts to raise awareness of cancer. That's it for this evening's edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, thank you for viewing. I'm Donis Wilkinson Keynes. Good night.